South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre, which is over 160 acres of land that is being developed into a new downtown core. And because Menkes and their partner Quadrail are committed with the City of Vaughan to build a new downtown, you'll notice that they're doing it a little bit differently. Instead of just building the condos and the housing and the office towers, they're also dedicating 45 acres to complete outdoor community space. So this visual that you see here, this is more of an artistic representation to show you what a lot of this 45 acres will be turned into. They're not just putting grass, they're not just putting trees, they're actually putting in activity zones where you have soccer fields, basketball courts, outdoor gyms. And what I think is really unique that you don't really find anywhere else in the province is that there'll be a 17-kilometer stretch of rubberized running tracks. So you can see all around the entire South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre, there are these running tracks. So that's actually a way to incorporate being active and having that healthy lifestyle. And because a downtown isn't just one type of people, it's people from different family composition, different cultures, they really are trying to design outdoor spaces that everyone in the community can enjoy. So you'll get a much bigger scope of how big South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre is if you want to keep coming here. Now, before we get to the 150 square foot context model, I have to ask the question, has anyone here heard of the builder Menkes? Raise your hand. A few of us, that's good. So Menkes is one of Canada's oldest and most trusted developers. They have been developing communities in the Greater Toronto Area for over 67 years. So it's really important to highlight some of their notable developments because when I tell you in a moment about what they're bringing to the South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre, it helps give you more assurance that this is the builder who has the experience to make it happen. If you look at the downtown waterfront, how many of us go downtown? Go out for dinner, go to see a Raptors game. All along the downtown waterfront, they have been very active in building up that neighborhood. You have Harbour Plaza, which is one of the most well-known projects on the waterfront, completed in 2017. Or Sugar Wharf on Toronto's waterfront, which was the best-selling condo project in Canada for the year of 2018. If any of us like luxury shopping at in Yorkville, you have the residences at Four Seasons. Menkes actually built the residence at Four Seasons. A lot of people don't know that. They know how to build luxury and quality like no other builder. But in addition to building residences, they also are one of the Greater Toronto Area's most accomplished commercial developers. So commercial developer means you're building office spaces, retail is shopping, also industrial warehousing. And it's really important to understand that that's actually a very big component of what they do, because in order to build a downtown, you're not just building condo towers, you're building the supporting infrastructure. So we'll get a better idea of what infrastructure Menkes is bringing to the South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre as we move closer to the context model. So this context model is showing the entire 160 acres of the South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre, which does make it one of the largest master plan communities in all of Canada. So having the opportunity to buy into Festival, you're not just buying into a condo project, you're buying into the early stages of one of Canada's largest master plan community. And I mentioned a moment ago about those activity zones. This is a great area here, how they're putting in an activity lake. This is a lake for the entire community to do things like kayaking, water sports, seating area, so you can sit down with your family and perhaps enjoy a picnic overlooking the water. They're also building a band shell. That is a stage on the water for live music and live entertainment for everyone who's living in South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre to enjoy. So it's really creating the culture of the community as well.
Where you are?
Pardon?
Where you are? Where?
Where's the sales office?
Yeah.
The sales office is just west of the actual site. So as we move up, I can give you a better idea. So all of this area that you see here, these buildings, these are going to be office towers. So that's going to bring a lot more commercial space. More offices mean more office jobs. In fact, just over the next decade, you're going to see about 12,000 new office jobs coming to this area. Now, just so we can get our bearings, as you move up, you see we're passing Highway 400. So South Vaughan Metropolitan Centre is the area in between Highway 400 to the west, Jane to the east. We are all standing right now just north of Highway 7, and then you would have Highway 407 to the south. All of this area is fully being redeveloped by Menkes and Quadrail. But the project that we're here to talk about today is not just any project, it's these 4 towers here. It may be hard you to say, Rachel, how can I tell which building's festival? Because so many buildings are lit up. Every building that is lit up is going to be a new condo tower brought to you by Menkes, or further to the south, new townhomes. That's what Menkes is really trying to do in the South Vaughan Metropolitan Center, is create housing for families as well as for urban professionals, and make it a true balanced community. Festival being the landmark towers of Vaughan, that's not just a name I say lightly. Vaughan has actually made it the official landmark towers of downtown Vaughan. Meaning, by buying into Festival, you are buying into the landmark towers of Vaughan. That is something that you can carry with you forever, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And you're getting to buy in at the very first release. Now, out of the total 4 towers totaling about 2,500 units, the first 2 towers that we're releasing for giving the opportunity to buy would be this 66-story north tower and this 55-story south tower, totaling about 1,300 units.
Which one first?
They're both being released this month. So this month we're releasing both towers. So that's why it's good for buyers to know it's not about which tower. The way that the towers are designed, you realize that they're not really blocking each other. They're actually at an angle, so that way your views and your sunlight are not as compromised. What's really exciting about, I mentioned that Menkes is very active in the commercial sector. Menkes is very active in retail shopping. They build shopping centers and they also lease it out to AAA tenants. That means the brands that everybody knows and loves. This area right in between the festival towers is the retail spine. So this is actually a long stretch of outdoor shopping, very similar to anyone who's ever been to Paris or who's been to London or who's been to Austria, where there's outdoor shopping centers where you can spend a day outside with your friends and with your family, grab a coffee, enjoy lunch overlooking the patio, spend a day walking around and buying your designer clothes. It's all about bringing that experience, that European experience, right to downtown Vaughan. And because Festival is right in the center and is the official landmark, you benefit from just shooting down your elevator, being able to do your grocery shopping right in the base, and then spending a day outside shopping with your family and friends. Now, in order to be an official downtown, every major downtown city in the world, what do they have? Amazing transit. The distance between Festival Towers and the new subway entrance south of Highway 7, 3 minutes. So that entrance currently exists. It's under construction to make it a much bigger mobility hub, meaning you don't have to worry about when is that entrance coming. It's already there. Again, they're just making it bigger, putting it in the right space so people can sit there and it'll be a proper waiting area. I have done this walk many times. It's about 300 meters. 300 meters is only about 3 minutes. If you're a fast walker like me, I can do it in less. So you are the definition of a transit-oriented development. And just as we continue to walk to the festival showroom, I do just want to highlight that you really get a concept of how much green space Menkes and Quadrail are putting into this community. Every single element of this community is surrounded by grass and outdoor areas, activity zones. And this huge stretch of green space here is going to be Revel Park, which is going to be 18 acres alone just here of outdoor space surrounding new condos and office towers. So it's really bringing the perfect balance of a connection to nature, but right in the heart of downtown.
Right now, we are driving like this, right now.
So right now we are just west on Commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're east, so we passed it. Our sales office is just west of where the festival towers are. Okay, so now we are moving to the festival showroom. This whole area, for example, if you look here, you get that perfect shot of the South Vaughan Metropolitan Center. That is the money shot right there. Now that we've seen the outside, it's good to get a little idea about what's coming in regards to the actual architecture of the building. So let's just let everyone take the picture and then we'll get everyone to slowly come over. We'll get everyone over here. Okay, if we can just bring everyone over here so we can start the next section.
여기가 뭐 엄청 커요. 장난이 아니에요.
ये हो बिल्डिंग है।
Okay.
नॉट सर के एवरी बिल्डिंग could be different.
So let's just see.
I think it's a base. Base.
Okay, so now we're looking at the actual architecture of Festival. So again, I am standing here right at Highway 7. The 407 would all the way be south. So I mentioned that there were 4 towers. Let's just see the architecture a little bit better. You're going to have the future phase over here, but the 2 towers, the first release that we're selling this month is this 55-story south tower and the 66-story north tower. We're selling them both at the same time potentially. Total 1,300 units. Now, the total 4 towers have 70,000 square foot of amenities. It's expansive. It's probably the most comprehensive amenity program in all of the GTA. That being said, some of the amenities will not be available until these ones are further along in construction. But Menkes wanted to make sure that the first release also had some of their own private amenities. So even within the first 2 towers, you would still have your party room and your lounge room areas. So you could start enjoying those spaces right away. You would also benefit right away from this expansive outdoor space. So this is where you have those outdoor dinner parties, the barbecues, bar areas. So you really are benefiting from not just the 70,000 square foot of indoor amenities, but also what's happening outdoors. In fact, Menkes will be putting in a commercial gym. So a professional gym, and if you live at the project, you also would get the membership to that gym. So they really wanted to create that more professional, more hotel-inspired feel. What I also want to highlight is what's happening between the 2 towers. I've talked about a few times now, it's all about the connection to nature and outdoors. And I think we've really seen in the last few months, even if we're living in a condominium, we really want to make sure that we can feel like we can go outside and enjoy some fresh air. So this area here, this is the beginning of that retail shopping. So you can see just immediately right outside the 2 buildings, you would have outdoor dining, outdoor boutique restaurants and coffee shops. And they're putting in all these beautiful seating areas. So you can have lunch outside. You can take your kids to play in the little playground and still be just within the festival community. Then if you want to step outside the festival community, that's where you have the 160 acres of a downtown to enjoy. They're also putting in a grocery store right at the base of the phase 1. So again, this is all about convenience, self-contained. All you have to do is shoot down your elevator. Everything that you need is right at your doorstep, including the transit. I mentioned on the bigger map, but just because I just wondered, you would walk about 3 minutes, and where I'm standing would be where you would have the TTC subway. So about 300 meters, or about a 3-minute walk. Then once you look just a quick